Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Gemini in mid-March 2020. Hello, Gemini. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. Excuse me, right off the bat there. Sorry about that. Gemini, how's it going? How's everything in your life? If you're a returning viewer, you may notice it's been a little bit for me to took like about a 2-week hiatus from the channel. But if you're a new viewer, you're welcome here as well. Either case, I'm back now, getting somewhat back on schedule with the things that I do here on the channel. If you're a returning viewer, you will notice that I have said this is a mid-March reading, but I have laid a spread that's similar more to the overall messages that I do for the entire month. I am behind schedule because I took that hiatus. Mercury retrograde decided to have its way with me. And so I just had no type of sense and energy really to give to the general reads that I do here on the channel. I had a few personals, so I try to take care of business with that. But as far as putting anything out here, publishing it and uploading it to YouTube, it was just not going to happen. A lot of spiritual awakening during that time, lots of insights into my own journey, and it's just, I'm grateful, but it was also very difficult. So that's why this is quote unquote late. That's why this is sort of not what it normally is. But hopefully you fared better than I did in the Mercury retrograde, Gemini. No offense, I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on with Geminis. So if it was a rough one, you have my condolences, you have my empathy, because it was a rough one, friends. It was a rough one, but that is neither here nor there. It has been wrapped up since March 10th. We're in the shadow period now, and I do feel much, 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 much better than I did, say, at the end of February, okay? So let's see what's going on, huh? I have shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I'm going to shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp is already in the description box if you want to jump ahead. Also down there, you will find the information that you need if you want to purchase a personal reading with me. All that information is down there. Simply follow the steps. But if you have to, if you want to clarify something, if you want to ask me a question in addition to purchasing a reading, go ahead and email me at the same address and I'll answer your question. And also, ladies and gentlemen, another new part here of the opening spiel, I joined Instagram as a tarot reader. I have a personal Instagram. I'm not that much of a older person. But anyway, I'm on Instagram at EmpathicFire Tarot. If you want to go over there and drop me a follow, I'd pull an oracle cord. Oh my God, an oracle cord. An oracle card every day. I've been doing that for a couple of weeks now, and I'm enjoying the experience. I'm enjoying doing the work. So if you want to follow me, I'm going to put something right about here that's going to tell you again what that name is, Empathic Fire Tarot, over at Instagram. So if you want to follow me over there, feel free. And that's about it. So let's get into it. Gemini, let's see what your outcome is going to be. All right. Show me Gemini's outcome for mid-March 2020. Mid-March outcome for Gemini, please. Please show me. Well, that's interesting because all this came out quite kind of easy. Mid-March outcome for Gemini. Show me. There it is. Thank you. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. I was going to say, Gemini, you suddenly got quiet on me because, your main spread came out easily. Let's go ahead and flip what came face down. All right. Ha! Well, you have a lot on your mind, don't you? All right, Gemini, let's figure this out, huh? Please show me where Gemini is in mid-March. Please show me Gemini in mid-March. Please show me. Gemini, mid-March, show me, please. Okay, we got it. We got it. It was kind of cloudy, but we got there. Okay. Gemini, coming into mid-March, you come in with the Ace of Wands. Oh, wow. I don't want to seem insensitive. If anybody is, affected by the coronavirus right now, if it's impacting your life, please understand you do have my sympathies. I myself, where I live, my job, they've sent everyone home, so I'm working from home until the foreseeable. Grocery stores, restaurants, and they're doing all kinds of things around here. So, you know, love and care to you and yours if you guys are impacted at all by what's going on right now. So, not I didn't want to negate that, but I also didn't want to hammer on it or you know focus on it too much, just in case it's a little sensitive for some people. But just wanted to acknowledge it. Now, Gemini, you come in with the Ace of Wands. Ah, new ideas, new vitality. Um, you might have a new interest in terms of a hobby, a new routine with your diet or exercise, things like this. The Ace of Wands is that spark, that creative spark that in some cases maybe like an aha moment, or um, just something that you're excited about and something that you're wanting to get off the ground, but I can just feel it energetically. And this is kind of carrying over from the readings that I did yesterday. Circumstances are kind of messing with this energy that you have. If you want to get started on a project, if you want to um, start working on your health and your wellness, there's something that impacts that. Now, of course, I just mentioned this whole thing with the coronavirus, and again, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully, no one here is suffering with some chronic illness, or again, coming down with the symptoms associated with corona or anything like that. But it really feels as though your intentions, your energy, or whoever this is a general. It can be someone else that you're dealing with, but whoever possesses the energy of the Ace of Wands, they're very, very excited about what they want to do, or how they want to move forward. There's a lot of bursting energy that I sometimes feel with the Ace of Wands, and in the case right now, this is what it feels like. It feels like a burst of energy. It feels like a bright idea. It feels like sometimes you just wake up in the morning and you just have that type of energy, right? We've most of us have experienced that at some point, right? Um, However, okay. um, Kind of on the nose here with this artwork in this particular deck. You see how the Ace of Wands is not exactly in the hand, in either hand, whereas in other decks, especially the Rider-Waite, you see a hand out of a cloud, the hand of God, the hand of, the divine coming out of a cloud, and it's got a grip on the wand. This deck, there's no grip on the wand, right? So there's this idea with that visual that, what you want to accomplish, what you want to get started, the changes you want to implement in your life or in the situations around you, in your family life, in your work life. I keep getting a lot of health and wellness feeling. And again, it could be sign of the times, but I don't think it's that. I think for many of you, this is like a life-changing decision, to be healthier or to pay closer attention to your diet. Pardon me. Um, Things like that. But again, the wand is out of reach of this pair of hands on this card. So I feel delays, I feel restriction, I feel circumstantially you don't have all the pieces that you need in place to get something started. But your idea and your tenacity, your drive for this new beginning, or this creative idea, or a new way of living, a new way of taking care of yourself, whatever it may be, it feels honest and earnest. It really feels genuine to me that you want this so badly, but something is preventing you from actually reaching out and grabbing this, from actually getting this project off of the ground, getting, in some of your cases, this, yeah, it could be. I was about to say, I don't know, but it could be to do with relationships. It could be to do with partnerships, where, you may want to, even just go on a date with someone, or take a meeting with someone. And it's just like, it's just barrier after barrier, block after block. Not to say you've been blocked through communication, but I think it's really like luck of the draw type feeling. Every time you try to schedule a meeting with a person or make a date with them, it's like, oh, well, I'm free Thursday night. And you're like, no, I have, I've got a dance class that night. I can't do it. How about Friday? And they're going out of town for the weekend. It's just like every time you try to hook up with someone, every time you try to get this thing going, the universe is like, no, 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 stop. Or, yanks it out from under you. This is what it feels like. So let's see what else is going on for you, Gemini. Yeah. Okay. So okay, thank you. You've wanted this thing for so long, right? This Ace of Wands. You've had this bright idea. You in some of your cases, again, it's like something creative. You could have written a screenplay, let's say, or you could be, you could have completed a project. You could have completed a piece of artwork, whatever it is. And you've worked at this forever and ever. Now it's time to sell the screenplay. Now it's time to see if you have any buyers for your art, whatever it is. If this is a business, you are like one or two steps from, opening your doors. But here comes, no offense to anybody, I know it's just like, here comes Corona. And it's like, oh, we can't even open our doors to our new restaurant because the city or the town has put a lockdown on public restaurants because, a lot of the news that I listened to today was saying, oh, if it's a gathering of 10 or more people or 20 or more people, it's not allowed. That's what restaurants thrive off of, people coming in and dining in groups of, or, an entire restaurant, what do you call that? Dining room, thank you. An entire restaurant dining room is usually more than 10 people if you're worth your weight in what you're doing. So I get the sense that you're on the brink of getting it off the ground and you're stopped. And you've wanted this for a long time. You've wanted this for a long time, to see your business open its doors, to see yourself, directing this movie or, if this is like dating a person or working with a person, you've wanted this forever. Why am I saying that? You're like, what are you talking about? I'm saying this because you have the Seven of Wands up here. The Seven of Wands is a protective energy, especially of something that you value or something that, you have a lot of pride in it, or you have a lot invested in it, whether it be an idea, an object, money, a person, a business, a job. It doesn't matter. The Seven of Wands says, this is mine. I will almost lay down my life to protect it. Now, I'm really not feeling it's like so serious that we're talking life and death here. It's more a figure of speech, right? But there is this energy that I have worked at this. I have had this in my life, a person, a place, a thing. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. And I intend to protect it. Or I've been pursuing this project, pursuing this opportunity. I've been working hard to get myself afloat, to get myself out of debt, to get myself moved out on my own. This is the first house I'm going to go purchase, but something is like, you can see it. It's all down there, a bunch of blocks or a bunch of delays. And so because you've dreamed this dream for so long, right? And you've held this goal for so long, you're kind of like a dog with a bone. And that I don't say that to criticize you. I think it's actually kind of noble, I feel, in many of your cases, Gemini. It feels as though I put in the hard work. I paid my dues. I've been, smart about this. I've done my research. There's no cutting corners here, it feels like, but you still don't have a payout. You still don't get to cross the finish line. So the Seven of Wands is standing your ground, not accepting defeat, and more, well, not more to the case, but we often also, when you look at the artwork here, this one guy standing in front of this passageway, in front of this doorway, and there are 6 wands, coming towards him, right? So we presume that this person is under attack. So you might have adversarial energies around you, adversarial people around you, critical people around you, right? You might have people who doubt your project or doubt your business idea, or maybe you have an invention, maybe you've invented something, because you do have a lot of wands, and wands are about actually like creation, actually making something out of nothing almost, right? So you might have people who are trying to dissuade you. They try to convince you this is a bad idea. You might have people who want to steal your idea or who want to undermine your progress. They might stand in your way simply, again, as adversarial energy to make a block for you, right? So you've wanted this for a long time. I'm sensing months and years, right? And you've hit this point where you know what you want is just beyond that door, right? Come on, camera. You're brand new. There you go, buddy. What you want is right on the outside of that door, right? And all you need to do is step through, but you're not able to. So you're very close to accomplishing your goal, but the circumstances, the people, possibly the universe, or, the powers that be have said, not just yet, Gemini, or it might be a complete no. I don't really know. I don't know without clarifying, and I don't clarify my generals. But yeah, it's just, there's like a stop. There's like a dead stop where you are right now. And, that has been thematic. You're only the third sign, but the previous two have had a similar feeling of being stopped dead in their tracks in some form or fashion, right? So what happens next for you, Gemini? So you're at this crossroads. Thank you. You're literally, well, not literally, but you're definitely at a crossroads with, how you feel about progressing. Well, yeah. How you feel about progressing in the sense of, okay, you still have all this energy, all of this fiery energy with wands all up on the top here, right? That is vitality. That is actual gumption. That is actual willpower and desire when we talk about wands. So you have tons of it up here, tons of it, right? And so if it's not going to work in the way you've been trying to get it to work for the past couple of weeks or months or even years, right? You've been wanting to open this business. You've been wanting to partner with these people, get together and do collaboration in whatever sense. You've been wanting to, maybe you've been dating someone consistently for years and years, and you've wanted to move things forward to become more serious, or to move in together, to be engaged, to be married, whatever. And for whatever reason, it never gets to that point. So so now you get to this Two of Wands point, Gemini, and you're at this crossroads. What do I do with my intention? What do I do with my energy that says, hey, I want things to go forward in that direction? The universe has said no. The people you're dealing with have been detractors. They've not supported you. They don't agree with you. So then you're sitting there thinking, okay, I need to redirect all of this. If I'm not going to get it that way, I need to go this other way, right? Simply, I mean, you kind of look at this card. Am I going to go left? Am I going to go right? If you've been trying to go to the left for the past 6 months and there's been no glory there, logic would say, well, maybe I should try and go right. But I feel as though that's like second best to you. I feel, Gemini, the best option is to reroute yourself, but you don't necessarily want to do that, or you're apprehensive of doing that, thinking, I'm going to lose everything if I redirect myself now. There's that, especially if this is a dating scenario, which I think is very low. I don't think a lot of you are really dealing with relationships, but for those who are, I feel as though, and this is a challenge. This is a challenge. Okay. I feel as though some of you are like, well, I've been with this person for a few years now. We it's this idea of the natural progression of things. The natural progression of a dating or romantic relationship is to date, become exclusive, stay dating for a while, get engaged, get married, have kids, the whole traditional route that most people take, right? Many of us want that route. Others of us don't want that route. Whether you want that or not, the progression with a person, specifically with a person, your fear is, if I don't go that route, I will lose this connection. I will lose this person. I won't find that type of person again. So if you are wanting to be married and this person and you are not going that route, you fear going the other way, which is to stay dating, that it won't be as serious. It won't be taken seriously by your family. You won't get, the recognition in society. If you're religious, maybe your faith doesn't recognize, common law marriage. They only recognize perhaps marriages that have been sanctioned by the church or synagogue or temple or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So there's this idea of, I'm going to have less than what I actually want if I go from this path to this path. If I take this route off of my GPS and I'm not going to go that route, I'm going to go the alternate route, it's just not going to be as good. Or, again, still talking about relationships, or you fear that you won't find someone else because, if your goal is to be married and your partner currently is not in that mindset, no offense, I'm not trying to upset anybody, but like, marriage to a lot of people is kind of like a taboo thing. Well, not taboo, but it's like sort of, I don't want to phrase it this way because I don't think it's that, but it's not on everybody's radar. It's not on everybody's, list of things to do in this life. Okay. A lot of people are becoming a little bit more not even resistant, just like finding marriage to be unnecessary, or thinking that marriage is overplayed or overhyped, or it's just this unnecessary component. And you might be more traditional, and that might be a goal for you. And so you might have this apprehension of going back out into the dating world and trying to find someone who shares your sensibilities about this. Because I really feel, continuing down one specific route, which has proven to be difficult or full of blocks, full of setbacks, full of delays. And if you go the other way, thank you. It's a path that you haven't walked down before. It's a path that's unfamiliar to you. If you, going back to like creative ideas or something to do with business, if you've wanted to collaborate with a particular person and you guys just have never been able to connect because of scheduling, and kind of you feel like this crunch coming down on you that says, I got to do this thing. I have this great idea. I have to create this piece of work. I have to create this song, whatever it is. If the universe or whatever it is saying, listen, you don't need the collaboration. Do it on your own. Walk this path by yourself. I feel some of you are like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But you're at a crossroads with that Two of Wands. You must choose. You must choose, but you're not choosing. And that messes you up. Thank you. I'm saying thank you to my guides because, like, I'm talking and then like they slowly nudge me to like get back to the cards. So I'm not thanking them for you being in this state of mind, but this is what this feels like, Gemini. Two of Swords, right beneath that Two of Wands position. So you're at the crossroads, but you're blindfolded, right? And you've got these swords sort of forming a very, it's not the greatest X or cross, but it's still, not flowing. Those two swords would be much better if they were upright, and they would be much better use in terms of what swords are used for if they weren't crossing each other, right? So there's this apprehension, some type of resistance, but I think it's more to do with like uncertainty, insecurity, maybe even anxiety about making choice. And there's a moon in the background. I don't usually talk about that aspect of this card, but if you're familiar with tarot, oh, for God's sakes, come on. New camera. How dare you? Focus better, please. Oh my God, you're a new camera. Come on. There we go. I gotta be like so close to it. Anyway, that moon, I don't normally point it out, But moons, when we talk about tarot, symbolize a vast body of emotions that are often not expressed or not really understood or not able to be articulated, something like that. So you have fears, you have uncertainty about making the choice for the reasons I have explained. It's a new path, it's a new way of doing things. And you haven't ever explored that option or thought that that was the way to go to get what you want. You know, the collaboration is right. I'm this type of musician. My friend or someone that I've met, you know, through social media, what have you, they're that type of musician. If we put our powers together, our artwork, our abilities together, our skills and talents together, we can make this. And I feel as though for those who are specifically looking for collaboration, business partners, creative projects, and stuff like that, I don't know that you need another person. And, you know, in many ways, this is not like a Gemini, but you might be in this mood to be around people. Okay, number one, Geminis are social people, social butterflies, number one. But the ability to accomplish things on your own, I feel most Geminis have the right amount of confidence and flair to get it done. But someone in this energy, whoever's relating to this message, it could be you, Gemini, it could be someone you're dealing with, but whoever's relating to this message, their confidence is knocked for some reason. And again, I think it's because of this long-term stalemate, this long-term, you know, knockback. Every time you try to get things going, you get, you know, told no, or, you know, again, delays and restrictions. So that kind of warps your mind. Yes. Two of Wands warps your mind, warps your ability to make decisions, to make clear-minded decisions. You're confused, again, with the moon. That can also be a part of it. You know, in the moon, we become a little delusional, right? You've had this idea, this dream, this goal, like I said, for months or years, and you've been pursuing it, and it never works. It never comes out the way you want. It hasn't flourished in the way that you've wanted. So you start to question yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Should I give up on this dream? Are the people who are my detractors and naysayers, are they correct? So you're unsure, even though you feel, again, with all that Wands energy in the top here, so much like is within you to do it. Like your muscles, you can feel it. You can feel what it will be like to have whatever you're seeking, right? But the reality around you is messing with your head. So this whole thing, this whole thing has been a burden and a half, my friends. A burden and a half. 10 of Wands. There you go. Okay. You've been carrying this load on your back for a while now. You've been unsatisfied, but dedicated. You know, it's like dedicated to hard work that just hasn't paid off. Dedicated to ideas, dedicated to your art, dedicated to your craft, dedicated even in a relationship. You know, if you have this desire for more in a relationship, but your partner is not really on that same page, but you stick with it, that becomes a burden. Because then whose dream or whose goal or whose ideal of the relationship are you fulfilling? Are you pursuing? Theirs, not yours. And it should be a blending of both. So again, for those who like want something traditional, I'm not knocking it. But if you don't have that with the person you're with, why do you stay? And again, I'm not even pushing you to break up with anybody. But what I'm seeing is this holding on to what you want is stacking those wands one by one on your back. And thank you. Go ahead. I don't even do math. I do. I hate it though. And I'm being facetious. I can do arithmetic. Now, 7 plus 2 plus 1 equals 10. These three together, your passion, your desire, your goal, your dream, the thing you've been pursuing, plus the choice that you have to make. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I reroute myself? What are the other options? What's the other way that I could pursue my dream? And then staying in defense of that dream, or staying in defense of, this is exactly what I want. You know what I mean? You compile all those together. Again, 7 plus 2 plus 1 equals 10. So I don't think you need to give up your dream. You just might need to rewrite or reroute or reconsider how to do it. And again, with partnerships, collaborations, dating, commitments, whatever it is, if people that you ideally wanted to work with are not pulling their weight, are not showing that they have the same goal as you, that they want to do it, like if you want to do it today and they're like, how about next month? And you're like, no, I want, again, like if you're doing a movie, if you're creating something, right? We need to start filming come the end of March, and they're like, how about we put this off till May? No, we've got the location locked, we've got the crew, we've got the permits. We need to start shooting this movie today. And this person is like, I'll be there, that doesn't work, right? So I'm not advocating for you to break up, because I don't know the details of your relationship, or to step away from business partnerships or whatever it is. But if it's not gelling, and you're relying on or emphasizing this connection with another person, and they're not on your same page, what do? You have to have an honest conversation. Look, I'm not your therapist. I'm not your mother. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do, or even give you true advice. This is just what I'm reading here. I'm reading someone who is clutching to an idea of how to do something, and they're not, which is unlike a Gemini. You're really not thinking outside the box. And again, going back to the Two of Swords, that's, this is this is a bit of a hiccup. Pardon me, because your confidence, or your certainty, your assurance that you've got a good idea, and the way that you're pursuing that idea is worth it. You're uncertain because of the setbacks, so I get it. And the 10 of Wands, you will hear many tarot readers say, is a burden that we willingly carry. You don't have to carry 10 wands on your back. This is not a caveman. This is a person who at some point historically lived in a time when humans had developed tools and machinery and all kinds of brilliant ways to carry heavy loads. But this person decides to stack it up on his back and, go traipsing through the forest or whatever it is. You could have tied those wands together, made a bundle. You could have gotten a wheelbarrow. You could have gotten a donkey. You could have done so many things, but you decided to do it this way. So it's this choice to do it the hard way. Maybe there's a lesson that you're learning while you do that. I don't know. But not the final outcome, but the final card that you have in your main spread here, Gemini, is the Two of Pentacles. So again, 222. That's number one. 222. A lot of people follow angel numbers, repetitive numbers. So 222, right? That's significant to you. That's about, I believe that would be. See, I'm not up on my angel number, so don't even quote me. But I feel it would have something to do with balance and proper perspective, right? Have proper perspective. Okay, that should be part of your goal, your new goal, right? But anyway, Two of Pentacles. So again, choice needs to be made. Now, this is choice in terms of investment, right? Because the Two of Wands is a static position for you, Gemini. You do have to make a choice between going left, going right, going backwards, forwards, whatever it is, right? But you're not actually moving. You're stuck in place, and that's because of that Two of Swords. Here you go with the investment. Here you go being a little bit more pragmatic with things, down to earth, grounded with things, seeing the forest for the trees kind of energy, right? Not you know, saying to yourself you're being silly or like, no, let's be real. If you have an idea for a business or a creative project, those are very hard sells, in this world, especially creative endeavors, things to do with the arts, right? It's very hard to get people to back you. It's very hard to find funding. It's very hard to sometimes sell your art or find find a proper place for it, right? Or a market. Doesn't mean it's impossible. The Two of Pentacles is proper research. Two of Pentacles is weighing out the options, right? So let's say, just as an example, and this is just like an example to illustrate the opportunities or the options that you haven't explored. Let's say one of my favorite places, I always pick one of these two. Let's say you live in Des Moines, Iowa, right? Shout out to Des Moines, never been, but hi guys, how are you? Let's say you live in Des Moines and you do metal work. That's your art. You do metal work, and you're looking for people to buy your work, but it's a little, it's a little out there for what I presume to be a little bit of a conservative element in your town, in Des Moines. Again, I've never been, I'm making a huge generalization, no offense to anybody, but your art isn't really speaking to the locals, right? So you're thinking, oh man, I should just bin this off. I should just totally, scrap this. I shouldn't do this. No. Go online. First of all, snap some wonderful pictures with your smartphone. Most people have smartphones these days. Get yourself an Etsy shop, right? Go online and start to sell your work there. I get this idea, and that's really simple. I think most people in this day and age know that if you create something, there is a market for it. You probably just have to find that person or that group or that, that market online. There's a lot of ways to sell things, right? That's just an example. But that Two of Pentacles is the energy you spend investing in finding out how to move forward. This is not getting the job done. Standing there, hemming and hawing over, well, I've tried it this way and it didn't work, and I want it to work that way, or I want to work with this person, but they're dragging their feet. This is, okay, again, maybe going back to that idea of like doing a movie. If the person who's like, oh, I can't make the shoot at the end of March, if that's like one of your actors, sorry, not sorry, recast them. It's late. You've already done your chemistry test with the other actors and this person was a good fit, but their attitude, their work ethic, their commitment to your project, your baby that you have wanted to do for so long is not really gelling right now. So what do? Remove the element that doesn't gel. This person wants to delay your shoot. Screw that. Sorry, but you're released from the project. No, we don't need you to show up for the shoot because you're basically fired, right? And I'm not saying it to say this is an easy decision to make, but it's a practical, Pentacles, it's a practical decision. If you still want to make that movie, get a new actor. If you still want to make that movie and your editor says they're doing something else, find another editor. Find another DP. Find whatever you need. If this is a caterer, for God's sakes, find another caterer. I don't care. So I hope you get what I mean. This is smart alternatives. This is doing the research, doing the due diligence that's necessary to continue towards your goal. It's not the easier path. It's not the easier path. Look again at the Two of Wands. The path on the right doesn't have that big mountain in the background. There's a huge mountain on the left. And you're like, well, I want to go right. There's no mountain I have to climb. But every time you go right, quicksand, big old storms, big old bears or something over there. But the only obstacle on the left is the mountain. You know what I mean? So every time you try to go to the right, bridges out, turn around, you get lost, whatever. You can never fully complete the path by going to the right. You don't have to. It's not a must. But there's this sentiment here of go to the left, take the least desirable way or the less desirable way, because it might work out. You don't want to fire that person. If this is about dating, if this is about dating and romance, it's going to be harder because and even with business, you're dealing with people's emotions. But if you've been dating someone and they don't want to shit or get off the pot with you in terms of let's make this official, let's go to the next step. If you're like, hey, I kind of want to get married, and they're like, hey, I don't want to do that, or hey, let's talk about it next year, and they keep saying it next year, next year, next year. It's 2020 now. They've been saying next year since 2015. It's not happening. Or it's not happening. It's not a personal, but I am getting the sense that somebody has been told next year, oh, soon we'll get engaged, soon we'll plan the wedding, soon we'll move in together, and it never happens. Listen, that's a what's that? That's a pump fake. That's a fake out. This person, this is coming through like really strong now at the end of the reading. And I don't see other people here, by the way. I see all you Gemini or all you cross-watcher, whoever it is. Whoever's not taking that step forward in terms of dating and romance, I don't think that person will do it. I really don't. And I told you 222. Look it up to verify, because I don't really follow angel numbers that much. I really feel like 222 is telling you to have a new perspective, to open your eyes to something, to have a balanced, clearer perspective about this relationship and the person you're dealing with, okay? I don't get the sense that what you want in terms of higher commitment from another person is going to happen. Does that mean you walk away tomorrow? Not necessarily, but you need to possibly kind of have a deeper, more serious conversation about the future of your relationship. Let's say that, okay? Outcome, Gemini, for mid-March is the Page of Cups. Water sign energy. Maybe this is why I just went on that spiel, because I was like, this is coming out of nowhere. I was talking business and creative projects, and now I'm talking love. But Page of Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, could be dealing with a water sign. You don't have to be. This could be why I was mentioning just now somebody who is a little non-committal, or they're not serious, or they're hard to pin down. They put you off. Page of Cups is the lowest of the court cards in terms of hierarchy. Pages, knights, queens, kings, right? And they're sensitive, they're emotional, they're romantic, they're very charming and all that good stuff, but it's a page. It's not the most serious. If you want to talk commitments, you better talk to a queen or a king, right? If you want to have something semi-solid, you could talk to a knight. But to talk to a page or be offered something from a page or get into a commitment, business, romance, otherwise, with a page is best intentions but poor execution, right? Best intentions. Pages are earnest. Pages are students. They have young energy. They're vital. They have vitalized energy. They're very spunky, right? They're very up for the challenge. But, just to be up for a challenge doesn't mean you're going to succeed in that challenge. It doesn't mean that you're going to cross the finish line, right? I could say tomorrow, I'm up for the challenge of running a 10K. I'm going to tell you right now, the shape I'm in, I will not do it. I'm not going to succeed. I'm up for the challenge. I could show up to the start line. I could have all my workout gear on and the perfect running shoes. I'm not going to make that 10K. I'm letting you know, because I know my capabilities. This person, whether they know it or not, is a page. So, again, I don't know what you want to do with this information, Gemini. I don't know what you're meant to take away other than you're dealing with a page. Can people elevate? Can people, level up and become knights, queens, kings? Of course. But at this moment, dealing with this person, they bring in this energy of the page. Sensitive, emotional, very, very, very easy to get along with. Basically not an offensive person. This Page of Cups, not offensive. I mean, maybe, if you're not interested in, maybe they're a little too sensitive sometimes, maybe they're a little too sentimental sometimes, or when you do have arguments, they kind of check out, or shut down. And not to say like everybody needs to rise to the occasion when it comes to arguments or when it comes to, very intense discussions. But I get the sense that this person might sort of, ball up, crumble, you know, this person's fortitude might not be the strongest. And so as much as I think I said this for someone's reading yesterday, as much as they're non-committal and they're not serious, they're very, very serious and committed to being passive, to being, I just don't want to get into an argument with you about this. I don't understand why we have to talk about this again. For someone like me, fire sign energy, and possibly for someone like you, Gemini, especially if you're serious about something. And again, this could be romance, but I'm also now getting back into this feeling of potential business partnerships or just people around you who you might ask for support from. And they're kind of like, if you're putting on shows, if you're displaying your art, if you're going out playing with your band, if you are if you're doing fundraising and you send out an email to all your closest contacts, and this is someone that you want to show up and show support and help you, this person is just like, well, I didn't have the time. Oh, I forgot. Or, oh, well, there were going to be so many other people at the show. I didn't think it was important if I came and I showed up or not. What are you talking about? You're my best friend. What do you mean? You're my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my fiance, whatever it is. Why would you think I wouldn't want your support and I wouldn't want you to take this seriously? This is not somebody who takes things seriously. They could, maybe, but at this point in the game, no. Overall energy, Gemini. Hierophant, major arcana for Taurus. Could be dealing with the Taurus, but you don't have to be. Here's the bottom line, which I've been sensing this whole time, and I'm really surprised. And it could be it could be the person you're dealing with, because I don't really see Geminis many times being super traditional. And I'm getting that off of this Hierophant card. I think some of you, and maybe it's not about tradition, maybe it's about fidelity, maybe it's about loyalty, maybe it's about being dedicated and locked into a certain goal or certain path. Maybe that's more the point. But there is a vibe of traditionalism off of the Hierophant card for those that it applies to. So again, if you're in a relationship and you're looking for marriage, you're looking for the kids, you're looking for the house with the picket fence, and the person you're with is, kind of fuckboy material almost, in some case, like sensitive fuckboy, you know what I mean? Sorry to curse so late in the game, but this is somebody who, sweet talker, smooth talker, talks their way out of anything to do with responsibilities and commitments, right? But anyway, if you are looking for that, forever and a day commitment with someone in a relationship, I'm not sure that you're going to find it with the person that you're dealing with right now. You could, but anyway, so if that's your goal, Mr. Hierophant here kind of explains that. He's very much into tradition. He's obviously dressed up as a religious figure in this deck. So if you are straight up Roman Catholic and the person you're dating is like non-denominational, they do yoga, they've got Tibetan singing bowls all over their house, I don't know that you guys are going to make it to the altar, just saying. More than that, I think this is about you being committed to your own sensibilities and your own like your own beliefs. If you believe in yourself, stay believing in yourself, Gemini. Because earlier we were talking a little bit, especially with the Two of Swords, and a little bit maybe with the Seven of Wands, of how you may have hit a snag in terms of your confidence. You may have hit a point in your life where you're just not sure if you should still pursue your dreams. I mean, listen, also be realistic, okay? I don't want to sit up here and like inflate your ego or anything like that. But if you're been doing the music thing and you're like wanting to be like super duper famous and it hasn't broke for you yet, I mean, maybe, maybe try like one of those, like shows like The Voice or something like that and see how it goes. But if you're okay with moderate success, be measured with your goals. Let's say that. Because I don't want to sit over here and say, oh my God, you're going to make it big and you're going to be huge and famous like, I don't listen to music, any current music, so I don't know who's like huge right now. But anyway, so just be measured in your dreams. However, I don't want you to be discouraged either. If you just want to make an album or if you just want to sell some of your art, there are other ways to do it than the way that you've been pursuing it. So the fidelity here, I think, is good in terms of continuing to work on the projects that mean something to you, to continue to work and in ways that bring out your passions and your vitality. However, if you're expecting the moon, the stars, and all that's above us as a reward or as an outcome, I would be cautious of dreaming that big. You gotta be a little bit more realistic with it. It's like this thing. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, basically. Have your confidence, feel assured that you're doing the right thing because it feels good to you. You love to make music, you love to write songs, whatever it is. But just don't put all something here about not putting everything into one basket or one direction. Be diversified, I guess, is another way to say that. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because this could go on forever. Gemini, that is your reading for mid-March. If you liked it, the like button is down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. If you want to leave a comment, let people know how this reading resonated with you. I would love to have that. If you want to share it out here down in the comment section, please feel free to do so. Please feel free to share the video with other people if you think that they would like my content, or if you want to, kind of give them a what's going on in Gemini's life. Watch this video and you'll know exactly what's going on. Perfect. And if you have not subscribed, friends, please subscribe. The channel continues to grow. I love doing this work, and so if you want to support me in any of all those ways, that would be great. Again, you can get a reading with me. Just look at the information down below. And again, my IG is live, so go ahead and go over there and follow me with EmpathicFire Tarot, and I will see you guys soon. I will be doing the April readings. Those are coming up. I'm going to do the mid-Aprils. Gemini season is a little bit off, but you at least have those two to look forward to coming out on the channel very soon, all right? Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Bye.